I was kind of like stressed out about something the other day, and so I went to go take a shower because taking a shower always makes me feel better. And when I was in the shower, I heard the sentence, "Why would you ever worry when you know everything's going to work out?" And I just kept hearing that over and over and over, and it just brought peace into my body. Why would you ever worry when you know everything is going to work out? And it reminded me, like, I always bring it back to the biology, to the science, because that's where the spiritual ideas meets the physical nature of the thought. But like the immune system, right? Like so many times in our life, like have we gotten ill or gotten a paper cut or a brush burn or something like that, and then the body like heals itself. It finds a way to heal itself, and we wouldn't be here without our immune system. So in the same way, having that faith in our bodies and in our own capabilities, like it brings peace to us. It brings like a knowingness to us. It reminds me of two Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, who is a psychiatrist in a concentration camp in World War II. And he talked about how, you know, man's faith is all that he has in a place like that. Like that he knows that like this might just be right now. Like this moment of pain and suffering might just be right now, but it's not forever. And I don't know, I just wanted to share that quote because I've been thinking about it since I heard it a few days ago. Because every time I start to worry again, I just remind myself of that. Why would you ever worry when you know everything's going to work out? You know, it always works out. And Alan Watts, he always says, like, no amount of anxiety is going to get you to the place that you're going faster. Like, you being stressed, it only depletes you of your minerals, of your nutrients. You only compromise your own energetic system, opening yourself up to illness and sickness instead of being in a place of knowing that everything is going to work out. And I do believe like our faith is a product of our health. I read a quote today, yeah. Our faith is a product of our well-being. You know, your outlook on the world is a product of your well-being. So if you're always saying like things are going to be horrible, things are going to suck, you know, it's like, you know, you attract those things. You attract like misery into your life instead of expecting good things and watching those good things come to you. And sometimes it's like in the smallest way possible. I work in a restaurant, so I always pray for like $100 tip. And sometimes like I just pray for it in any shape or form. And I'll never forget like one time I was bringing food to this table, and the cutest little boy was outside on the patio. Like he was probably like 4 years old, and he was so precious. And I dropped the food off, and like for whatever reason I just felt like I wanted to give him a high five. And so I put my hand up, and his little hand hit my hand. And you know, you ever have like such a good high five that it just like it feels so sturdy when your hands hit, and you can feel it like throughout your whole body, like solid, you know. That's how it felt. And I was like, that was my $100 tip. Like that moment of joy from that little boy, our hands contacting like that. Like my grandchildren will feel that high five. You know, my ancestors felt that high five. And it was just beautiful. So like, you know, it comes in all shapes or forms. Like the miracles, that's what they say. They always come in different ways. And like even just somebody just doing the smallest, nicest thing, like holding the door open for you or something. Yesterday, I was like at this bookstore, and I had my hands full, and I was trying to look at this book, and I didn't really like the book, so I was trying to put it back on the shelf. Like my hands were full, I had a coffee in my hand, and I was like struggling to get this book back in the shelf where it was. And this girl saw that I was struggling, so she came over and she like parted the book so that I could put it inside. Like she walked like 5 steps over just to do that. And I was like, that's so nice, you know? Like people don't have to do things. Like they don't have to be nice. She could have actually just like sat there and laughed at me, or you know, like something, you know, whatever, you know. It's just like all the options in the world, and that person chose kindness. So, you know, there are nice people out there, and you're always restoring someone's faith in humanity. Your lights, your mitochondria are restoring people's faith in humanity. You know, every time you think a good thought about somebody in the environment, like, that's karma. That's coming back to you tenfold. Tenfold. So I'm going to go now. You can like, share, and subscribe if this was helpful for you. But as always, I do wish you the best of luck. Oh, and don't forget, why would you ever worry when you know everything's going to work out? So